All right. Been a minute. Let me see if I can brighten this up a little bit. Ugh. All right. So we got a yap session today. I'm gonna be talking about a bunch of different political talks, but just want to kind of jump in here real quick. You know, it's been a minute since I've been on the TikToks doing my thing. I'll wait for the people to get here because they ain't no point in talking until they get in this motherfucker. All right. All right, so this is the app session. Talking points. We're going to talk about little things today. So we talked a little bit about Donald Trump and his presidency. It's been about a month and some change, almost 2 months, right, since the election happened. We're getting close to Inauguration Day. It's a lot going on. If you're into politics, you're in the right place. If you're not, I totally understand. So what have we talked about? Like, what has happened in the past month and a half, right? What have we been discussing? You look at your political streamers, your TikTokers, your news stations, we talk about a few things. It's not too much we really have because, again, Donald Trump is not president at the current moment. And so we look at the tariffs. And we had a big thing about that when those came out. Most recently, it was his Meet the Press interview where he discussed what he can and cannot do, right? And, yeah, I'm back in here. Hold on a second. Yeah. What's up, brother? Yeah, so we talk about some things that he can and cannot do. And it's been really an eye-opening thing. I have a video queued up, but I don't know if I'm going to touch on the video today. I think it's more so just me talking. But, you know, for this presidency, it started off pretty bad. From the cabinet picks, we have people who are talking about mass deportation of families. And we know that's a serious thing because that's what they ran on, and they want to kind of jump on board with that. I think that a lot of people are galvanized and really sheep when it comes to certain talking points. What do I mean by that? I mean that immigration. A lot of people didn't care about immigration until Donald Trump came about. Like, it wasn't something that you think about in your day-to-day life. You live in the middle of Pennsylvania. You care about immigration like that? I don't believe you. I really don't. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I know that a lot of the immigrants that we have here work on various job sites. And those job sites run because of immigrants. And for some reason, we were like, oh, we need to get them out of here. Why? What? I'm confused. Well, they're getting all our money. They're taking our money. By what programs? Name one. Like, the example I like to give for a lot of people is, let's say you move to Japan. Let's say you go from here to Japan. What's the first thing you're going to do? Are you going to try and find food, try and find shelter, try and find a place to work where some labor job where you just kind of, they just point, hey, you do this and you just, do whatever, right? Or is your first thing to do in Japan to vote for the prime minister? Right? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. It never did. It never, ever made sense to me. And so when you see people have such strong takes about immigration or immigrants or these things like that, it kind of makes you think, like, what made you, where did this come from? Right? Because even if they were getting money, the amount of money that I heard people say on the internet, of course, these are internet people talking, but the amount of money I heard people talk about was like $13,000 a month. Do you understand? For one of my jobs, I make $120 a year. That is $7,500 a month. You tell me they make $200K a year from just existing here? When you say things out loud, they don't really make a lot of sense, right? Like, immigrants are taking jobs. From who? Do you want to get on the scaffold and put together things? Do you want to lay concrete? Do you want to do these things? No. There's no shortage of this. They're building. I live in the middle of downtown Atlanta. They're always building something. And you're telling me that that's something that you were worried about? That's something that you were afraid that they were going to come take away from you? Why? Right? So when you look deep down at the crux of where everybody's coming from with their arguments, they wanted cheaper food. Right? They wanted cheaper food. And it's like, okay, you want cheaper food. Great. How is that going to happen? And a lot of people have no clue on what to do. They have no, you know what I should do? I think I'm going to switch it to just being straight on my